Muito bem, seja muito bem-vindo a esse Masterclass. Hoje nós vamos falar sobre preparações para reuniões. Quais são as preparações para reuniões que nós vamos conversar sobre hoje? Vamos dividir essa preparação para a reunião em 4 temas. Então, qual é o propósito da aula? De ensinar os diferentes tipos de reuniões em inglês, como descrevê-las de maneira clara e profissional. So we're going to be dividing this in 4, which are the types of meetings, how to begin meetings, expressing your opinions, and scheduling a meeting. Ok, a primeira coisa que eu vou dizer é que se acostume que eu vou ficar entrando em inglês e em português. Uma hora eu falo português só para explicar melhor, para ninguém ficar com dúvidas, e a maior parte estarei falando em inglês, okay? So the main thing is for us to be able to have a diverse content where we're not just focusing on what are the vocabularies to be used during a meeting, but also it's fundamental to understand what kind of meeting are we talking about. What is expected? What are the traditions? What are the characteristics of this kind of meeting? Is it every kind of composure or expression that is used in every kind of meetings? Most of the time, it's not the same, although the differences come to you in practice. So I imagine that you're already a professional and you already are used to the corporate environment and you already are used to having meetings. Maybe not always in English, maybe mostly in Portuguese, but this class is going to help you have that introduction of how meetings are carried out in English and what are the traditions, what are the natural things that is expected of us in different kinds of meetings. So these traditions come to us naturally after a while of experience, okay? So let's say, for example, you're working in a foreign company and you then have to adapt to the traditions of that foreign company, how they carry out the meetings, and what are their customs. Yeah, because depending on the country, most of the times, and the kind of business, I mean, the sector of business. Are we talking about technological sector? And what department are you working in? Are we talking about sales? Are we talking about project management? All of these affects the kind of traditions and composure and positioning of the professional. Ok, deixa eu tentar falar um pouquinho mais devagar, porque pode ser que no início comecei a falar e talvez ter falado um pouquinho mais rápido, mas basicamente é isso, né? Os tipos de reuniões, como começar, quais são as expressões mais usadas, como usar, e a gente vai praticar cada um usando exemplos. E também eu vou precisar muito do seu engajamento para você também poder criar seus exercícios, né? Então, com licença, eu tô tentando focar aqui porque eu tô falando com 2 câmeras. I'm speaking to 2 different cameras. So sometimes I'll be looking directly here and other times I'll be looking there. This is because they're for different platforms. Anyway. Também vou tirar esse meu óculos para ajudar a não ficar dando reflexão de luz. Eu acho que eu consigo ver. Acho que eu consigo enxergar sem o óculos, porque... ok. Então, é isso. Já rolou 4 minutos. Vamos nos conteúdos. Então, primeiramente, né? A primeira pergunta que eu tenho é: How many types of meetings do you usually attend in your job? How many types of meetings do you usually attend in your job? When I use the expression saying how many, I want you to give me numbers. So if I say how many types of meetings do you usually attend in your job, I'm talking about the existence. So I want you to reply saying, I attend to I attend to, or I participate in. Aí você fala quantos em reuniões. So, let's go. In my example, I participate in different types of meetings in my job. Mostly feedback meetings, weeklies. Weeklies are meetings where we define objectives of activities to do once a week. So I participate in 2 kinds of meetings in my job. Se você não me respondeu, agora eu quero que você use essa expressão que eu usei, essa estrutura. I participate in completa. Very good. Now let's go to the explanations of the kinds of meetings. Number 1, we have a brainstorming meeting. A brainstorming meeting. So what's a brainstorming meeting? This is a meeting that we come together as a group, as a department, or maybe 2 different departments together to generate creative ideas. So you're working in a team to create ideas of how to carry on tasks to get positive results. This is a brainstorming meeting. So in a brainstorming meeting, it is expected of you, or it is expected of all participants, to bring ideas or bullet points of activities to be explored in order to get a required result. The characteristics of this kind of meeting is, number 1, it could be informal and it could be formal. It's always dynamic and it's judgment free. So because it is judgment free, you can let your guards down. Let your guards down significa que você não precisa ficar inseguro, você relaxa nesse tipo de reunião, porque você está trazendo ideias. Então, geralmente é sem julgamento. Todo e qualquer ideia é bem-vindo. Quais são as frases úteis nesse tipo de reunião? Cadê sua caneta? Já pegou sua caneta? O computador está aberto para você digitar. Caso você não é os que usam caneta, em Masterclass, eu prefiro escrever. Então, eu vou esperar você pegar. I'm gonna wait for you to get your writing materials together. O melhor, você pausa a aula agora e se prepare para as ideias. Number 1. Let's come up with as many ideas as possible. Let's come up with as many ideas as possible. Isso é um convite para você participar. Ou você vai usar, você que é o líder do time, vai usar esse tipo de frase para convidar os outros para contribuir de todas as maneiras possíveis. So let's come up with as many ideas as possible. Agora, vamos quebrar essa frase. Let's é uma palavra geralmente usada para convite. Então, você está convidando o outro para trazer ideia. So, let's come up. O que é let's come up? Come não é vir. Então, o que é come up? Vir alto? Não. To come up é criar, sugerir, trazer. So, let's come up with as many ideas as possible. Como você pode imaginar, vamos contribuir, vamos trazer várias ideias possíveis, né? As many ideas possible. 2. There are no bad ideas at this stage. There are no bad ideas at this stage. Essa é outra frase, você está tranquilizando a sua equipe. Não há. Agora, there are. Tem muitos erros. Muitas pessoas falam have. Have. Quando quer falar que há algo, você usa have. Para de falar isso. Está errado. Você usa a palavra have para uma pessoa com posse. Eu digo, I have glasses. Eu tenho óculos. Mas quando eu quero dizer que há, quando eu quero falar em existência, eu uso there is ou there are. Vamos lá. Number 3. Let's think outside the box. Let's think outside the box. Lembrando, let's é um convite, você está chamando, vamos, né? Let's, quando você quer convidar para algo, o mesmo jeito que você usa em português. Vamos fazer isso? Em inglês é let's. So, let's think outside the box. So, outside the box é uma expressão usada muito, né? Nesse ambiente cooperativo. Outside the box quer dizer fora da caixa. Então, você já imaginou. Então, eu vou dar uma frase, né? Um exemplo de situação. Our marketing team meets to generate ideas for a new campaign. Our marketing team meets to generate ideas for a new campaign. So what does this mean? To generate ideas is to come up with ideas. Você está percebendo que eu estou trocando o mesmo significado usando várias palavras diferentes. So, a marketing team is to generate ideas for a new campaign could be substituted to a marketing team needs to come up with ideas for a new campaign. Então, esse brainstorming meeting é o primeiro tipo de reunião que eu estou apresentando para vocês. Eu apresentei as 3 frases mais comuns, mais úteis, usado para iniciar esse tipo de reunião, para você já saber, para quebrar o galo, quebrar o gelo, né? Breaking the ice. E eu dei uma situação, né, explicando em inglês. Agora vamos para decision making meeting. A decision making meeting é uma reunião de tomada de decisão. Qual é o seu propósito? Escolher a melhor solução para um problema. Então, já é diferente, já é passo 2, né? Escolher a melhor solução para um problema. Which in English, of course, is to choose the best solution for a problem. Suas características são baseadas em dados, requer consenso ou votação. So, generally, they are based on data. We're using databases to analyze the situation. It's required to have consensus in the decision of what's the best solution for the problem, or sometimes votings are involved. Então, nessa segunda parte de Decision Making Meeting, eu vou falar um pouquinho menos de português, tá? Porque a gente já está mais confortável nessa aula. Então, diante, eu vou continuar a explicação desse Decision Making Meetings, speaking less Portuguese. So what are the useful phrases? Okay, we have 3 useful phrases. I'm going to give you 3 useful phrases that you can use in this kind of meeting. Number 1, it's, of course, an invitation as well. Let's analyze the pros and cons. Let's analyze the pros and cons. So the pros are the positive aspects of the solutions, and the cons is an expression we use to talk about the negative aspects. What could be the negative result of this action? Okay. Number 2, another useful phrase would be, we need to reach a decision by the end of this meeting. We need to reach a decision by the end of this meeting. So now I'm putting a timeline to it. I'm telling you what we've got to do at the end of this meeting, what we've got to achieve. which in hence means that I'm talking about the objective of this meeting. Okay, so when we're talking about objective, normally I use a passive voice because I'm saying by the end of this meeting, what we have to get by the end of this meeting. So when normally you're talking about an objective, we use the passive. One of the most important words we use when we're talking about processes using the passive is using the word by. I'm going to explain that in another opportunity, in another class. The third phrase is, who is in favor of this option? Okay, now I'm inviting a vote. I want you to vote. So I'm asking you, who is in favor? Who's against? So normally who is in favor is the person who is voting to use that solution, and who is against is the person that is voting not to use that solution. I'm going to give you a sentence example. It's when a company needs to decide whether to invest in a new software system or not. So let's say your company needs to decide in where to invest, or if to invest or not on a software solution. So these kind of meetings are used in such situations. Now we are going to the third kind of meeting, and of course now I'm not going to speak Portuguese at all, only maybe in the topic. So we have a status update meeting, uma reunião de atualização de status. The main reason for this kind of meeting is to inform about the progress of projects. So project managers okay, this is to inform about the progress of the project. What are the characteristics? To be brief, to be direct, and to use reports. So you're going to be brief, you're going to be direct, and you're going to be using reports. What is brief? Briefing, isn't it explaining and giving solutions of something? Yes, but now you're talking about the word brief. Brief means curta. Okay, and direct as well, direta. All right, so what are some of the useful phrases that you could use? Number one, let's go around the table and share updates. Updates being the most important word in this sentence. Updates. So updates means news. It means the new solutions or the new things or the new results that not everyone is aware of. Sentence number two, we are on track with our goals. We are on track with our goals. On track being the main idea of this sentence. On track means that we are on the projected way, which means that we are on time, our activities are on schedule. Okay, so we're on schedule, we are on time. That's the meaning of being on track. And of course, our goal is where we want to be. Goal is where we want to reach. So the most important words in this sentence would be track and goals. Okay, now let's go to sentence number three. Sentence number three says, we are facing a delay due to. We are facing a delay due to. To be facing means that you are dealing with something. You're working with that challenge. So when you're working on a challenge, you can use the word facing. Most importantly, because it's not so beautiful to always use the word challenge, because the word challenge is a negative word. It brings negative feeling, like it or not. So it's better to use the word facing. We are facing. Okay, we are facing a delay due to. Due to is a word that it's an expression that we use when we want to explain the reason why. So instead of saying, we are dealing with a challenge because, don't use that. You would say, we are facing a delay due to. Due to is replacing because in this situation. All right, now I want you to complete this sentence. I want you to imagine a challenge that you're going through in your work that is causing a delay. All right, so I want you to complete the sentence. We are facing a delay due to. Good job. There you go. Right. So what is the situation example here? I would say maybe a project manager updates the team on the progress of a product launch. So you're working on launching a project, and as a project manager, you're updating your team on the progress of the launch. All right, last but not the least is a negotiation meeting. And the objective of a negotiation meeting is to arrive at an agreeable decision for both parties, where both parties will have advantages. And the characteristic of this kind of meeting is to be strategic. It, of course, requires abilities of persuasion. So here I also have 3 sentences that you can use in such kind of meeting. Number 1, we need to find a win-win solution. We need to find a win-win solution. So what's a win-win solution? Win-win solution is an expression used to say that a solution where both parties are happy. I'm happy with my result, whatever I'm going to benefit from this, and you are happy with whatever it is that you are going to benefit from this. So this kind of situation we call a win-win solution. Number 2, can we meet halfway on this issue? Can we meet halfway on this issue? So here I'm asking for a possibility of us to, maybe I forfeit something and you forfeit something. Yes? So instead of saying, let's go 50-50, don't say 50-50. Say, let's meet halfway. Can we meet halfway on this issue? Can you think of a situation where you would use such a sentence, such a phrase? I'm glad you can. Now let's go to the third sentence. It's an invite, an invitation to discuss more. So let's discuss the terms of this agreement. Let's discuss the terms of this agreement. Being terms the most important word. So the terms here are, what are the rules? What are the rules for our agreement? But you don't want to use the word rules. You want to use the word terms. Okay? And a situation here could be a sales representative negotiating a deal with a client. What other situation do you think is applicable to this kind of meeting, to a negotiation meeting? Leave a comment below telling me what kind of situation you think you could use this, each kind of meeting that I just explained to you. Okay, thank you very much for this class. I want to see your comments. I want you to tell me, Safia, I have used these negotiation terms, or I think I could use these negotiation terms in my meeting, and then you leave the kind of meeting. Okay, so remembering that today we talked about 3 kinds of sentence structures examples that we can use in 4 kinds of meetings, being the first kind of meeting, a brainstorming, and then we also talked about negotiation meetings. We also talked about decision-making meetings, and we also talked about status updating meetings. I hope you enjoyed this first part of this masterclass. We have 3 more parts to go. and I'll see you in the next parts.